So welcome back to my next episode of my Pioneer Nevada 125cc motorbike project. In the last episode, you saw me get the carb off, try and give that a clean, and we nearly had the bike sort of running with a bit of help from some easy starts. So since the last episode, we have had a lot of bad weather, and as you can see from behind me, my makeshift workspace has been absolutely destroyed. I woke up in the middle of the night and it was trying to fly around the garden, so I had to cover the bike over, which I've done quite badly. So hopefully no water's got in the electrics and caused further damage. But in a minute we're going to get the workspace back together. Then we're going to get the carb off properly. I'm going to give it a good clean through. I've got some proper carb cleaner and things to actually clean it through. We're going to get the tank off, flush the tank, get that clean, get some more fresh petrol in the tank, get the carb back on and the tank on, and hopefully do a bit of fine-tuning on the carb and get the bike actually running. So first of all, I'm gonna have to get that workspace back together, so let's go. So gazebo's back up, we've got a bit of dry-ish weather, so let's get in there, let's get the carb off, let's get the tank off, let's get this show on the road. So to undo the tank, you've got these two bolts here. You just undo those. They're 8mm. Yeah, 8mm to undo them. You just slide the tank back. Then you've got a couple of electrical connectors under here. And then you've got the fuel hose under there. So let's cut to a time lapse of me undoing all of that. So I'm giving the tank a good swish around to make sure anything in there is... Trying to take it off for the petrol. I'm going to let all the fuel out through the nut on the fuel tap just there. So I'm going to undo that. I'm going to drain it in a bucket. So let's do that. So now the tank is off and draining. And while that's draining out, before I can clean it out, we're going to go ahead and take the carb off, disassemble the carb, clean the carb, get the carb back on. Hopefully by then the tank will be drained and I can give it a good clean. So let's get that carb off.
Get on my head. 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 Get on my head.
that the carb is back on and assembled, before I put the tank back on, I'm just going to take the time to give it a good clean under here. I'm literally got a detail brush and a bit of all-purpose cleaner. It's probably better things for it, but I just want to get all the muck off, and you know, just so it doesn't start rusting any more than what's already there. So I think I found a bit of a problem. There's a lot of rust and stuff in the fuel tank. So when draining the fuel tank, I noticed it was draining really slowly. But if you give it a bit of a poke and a clean, you see the flow is much better. So there's obviously something clogging up inside the fuel tank. So I'm going to get something in there, give it a good shake around, and maybe drain it through the filler hole. See if we can get some of that gunk out. So quick change of location at the front now. Just need to hose down the inside of the petrol tank. I saw online you can wash all the rubbish out of it and get a really good clean through the petrol tank, because there's obviously some loose rust and stuff in there. And then I'm going to give it a soak in white vinegar to get the rest of the rust out, and then hopefully it should be a lot cleaner. Maybe we'll seal it and then get the you know, get that settled and get some fuel back in it. So I'm going to give it a clean now. So as you'll see from that last clip, the inside of the tank was filthy. There was probably still some fuel left in there. I probably should have got a bit more of that out first, but there was a lot of loose rust and muck and everything, because the first couple of pours were brown. So obviously by the end it's coming out a bit cleaner, well, quite a lot cleaner. It's almost like fresh water-ish. So we're going to go ahead and soak the inside of the tank now in some white vinegar to get the rest of the rust out, or as much of it as we can, and give it a good soak and get that out. And then hopefully when we drain that out, we'll see that when it drains through, the flow will come, you know, consistent at a good flow without me having to unblock it every minute. So fingers crossed that works. Tank full of white vinegar here. There's about 3 gallons of white vinegar in there soaking. I have gone over the outside of it with some water and some soap just to get get any spilled white vinegar off. What I didn't realize was that you actually have to wait 24 to 48 hours, maybe even longer, to let that vinegar settle in and get all the rust out and everything. So that means I am gonna have to end this video here, because I'm gonna wait like 2 days now for that to settle. In the meantime, what I am going to do is get up another video where I start to clean the exhaust, tackle the front forks, can't see them because they're behind me, and start putting some of the electronics and the other bits on. So I'm going to whip that battery off, get that into charge again, because it's probably flat again now. And then yeah, I'm going to give the bike a damn good cleaning in the next episode while that tank soaks. And then hopefully at the end of the next episode, the bike will be clean, the tank will be back on, and then we can start getting some fuel and seeing if it starts. So thank you to anyone who's watched my last 2 videos, and thank you everyone for the comments. You know, they've really been helpful when making this video and cleaning down that carb. So you know, thank you everyone, and if you like what I'm doing, then subscribe and follow me for more, because the next videos are coming soon, and hopefully by the end of this series we'll sell that bike, make a profit, and move on to something else. So stay tuned. Thank you.